There's no advice really to give someone who has just lost their partner, their beloved, their loved one, their soulmate. Because again, advice is in the mind. And at that moment, they're all in the heart. And that's exactly where they should be. You don't want to think about grief. You don't want to think about what you should be doing or feeling. That's the time to just feel exactly what you feel and to just allow yourself. Advice tends to be around the shoulds, what I should be doing. And so the implication with advice is that whatever you're doing is not right and you should be doing something differently. There's no right way to do grief other than not to do it and to push it away. And so I would really hesitate to try to advise someone in the early stages of grief other than simply to say, however you do this is exactly right. Because there's no right way and there's no wrong way. And don't compare yourself to how someone else grieved. Don't judge yourself. And just allow. The only thing you don't want to do is stuff it down, because it doesn't actually go anywhere. It just festers. But you also don't want to get wrapped up in the story of the grief. Because a lot of times what happens with that is it keeps us really stuck. So for example, we lose a loved one. We're in the midst of grief, we're crying. And as we're crying, the image of the loved one comes up in our mind and we smile. Because on the deep level, they're still there. It's just the mind that can't interact with them anymore, because the mind can only deal with that which I can see or hear or touch. But inside us, in the soul, we still feel them, we picture them, we feel them, we know they're here. So we picture them and we smile. And then maybe we picture them smiling at us, and then maybe we laugh a little. We remember something. But then the mind comes in and says, how dare you laugh? They are gone. They're gone. You're never going to see them again. It's over. And then, of course, we're sobbing again. That's what I mean by we don't want to get stuck in the drama of it. Allow whatever emerges just to emerge. And most people's emotions tend to be waves. And they come in waves, and there will be a wave of grief. And then it may be a wave of anger. How dare you leave me? Like, how dare you not wear your seatbelt? Or how dare you keep smoking? Or how dare you not exercise? Or depending on whatever it was that we lost them due to. Or how dare you, God, for taking this person away from me? And then we close our eyes and we see them and we smile. And the waves can come in any order, in any pattern. There's no fixed way they come. But it's the nature of emotion, is that it's very fluid. And just allow yourself to have it like that. Whatever is up for you is exactly what should be up for you. And if it's grief, if it's anger, if it's longing, if it's joy, if it's laughter, if it's whatever it may be, just let it be there. It's exactly right. But try to keep the mind from jumping into a narrative about a drama and a story. Now you're alone. Now you don't have anybody. What's going to happen when you get old? Everybody else has somebody. You don't have anybody. If only you had remembered to tell me to buckle up. If only you had tried harder to keep me from smoking. If only... And the mind just gets into its crazy-making cycle. And not only does it harm us deeply on every level, but it actually keeps us from properly grieving. Because grief is not a thinking process. It's a feeling process. And so the more I'm stuck in my mind doing its drama and its narrative, the less I'm actually grieving, which means the less likely I'm going to actually be able to heal anytime soon. You know, it's like if you think about a physical wound. If you cut yourself and you're bleeding, and instead of actually cleaning it and putting a Band-Aid on it, or cleaning it and leaving it open to the sun, or putting coconut oil, or whatever we may do, if instead of any of those things, I just look at it and yell at it and start telling the story of how I got cut over and over again and how the universe isn't fair, it's going to get infected. You got to take care of the wound. Not get lost in the story of how, why, or poor me, or oh my God, or just take care of the wound. If it hurts, cry. But try to keep the brain from doing its usual judgment story drama around it all. And be with God in whatever way you can, whatever way feels right to you. It may be in a place of worship. It may be in nature. It may be on the banks of Ganga, on the banks of an ocean. It may be anywhere. But give yourself the opportunity to connect with that, which is an eternal force. An eternal force. An individual wave crashes and ends, but the ocean is infinite and eternal. So allow yourself to spend some time in that. Sunrises, sunsets, the stars in the night sky, that which pulls us out of my individual story right here on planet Earth at this moment, this intersection of time and space, this scene and this act of the drama that is my life. If we can just expand a bit. So it's not the repression or suppression or denial. It's not, oh, let's go to a party or see a movie instead. But it's remembering that yes, this also. And yes, the sunrise also. And yes, the stars in the sky also. And neither undermines the other, but they coexist. And so give yourself some of those opportunities to also re-remember what else exists.